I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president, and I put this country back on its feet.
We have a bigger problem at home because our president has cognitive problems, and now it's really bursting forth. So obviously there was this whole Department of Justice investigation into Joe Biden and the classified documents. They released some of the interview, or the text, the analysis of their interview with Joe Biden, and check this out. In his interview with our office, Mr. Biden's memory was worse. He did not remember when he was vice president, forgetting on the first day of his interview when his term ended, if it was 2013, when did I stop being vice president, and forgetting on the second day of the interview when his term began in 2009. Am I still vice president? He did not remember, even within several years, when his son Beau died. And his memory appeared hazy when describing the Afghanistan debate that was once so important to him. Among other things, he mistakenly said he had a real difference of opinion with General Karl Eikenberry, when in fact Eikenberry was an ally whom Mr. Biden cited approvingly in his Thanksgiving memo to President Obama. So basically this comes out yesterday, and then it was so bad, talking about his memory, which we all know, but they keep running cover for on mainstream media, that at 7:30 last night, they put Joe Biden out in the White House. We have about a 60-second compilation. There's 3 key parts here, and it's just a disaster.
I know there's some attention paid to some language in the report about my recollection of events. There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, it wasn't any of their damn business. Let me tell you something. Some of you have commented, I wear since the day he died, every single day, the rosary he got from Our Lady of... Every Memorial Day we hold a service remembering him, attended by friends and family and the people who loved him. I don't need anyone to remind me when he passed away or passed away.
President Biden, something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president, and I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's
How
totally
bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad I let you speak. That's
your memory has gone.
As you know, initially, the president of Mexico, Sisi, did not want to open up the gate to allow humanitarian material to get in. I talked to him. I convinced him to open the gate. I talked to Bibi to open the gate on the Israeli side.
All right, so for those playing at home, he forgot the rosary, where that came from. I'm letting you speak. That's proof of how good his memory is. That makes no sense. And El-Sisi, of course, is the president of Egypt, not of Mexico. Gad, I mean, we can make all the jokes and all that stuff in a second, but like this is like deeply disturbing at this point, actually.
So there are 2 tragedies. Of course, is seeing the cognitive demise of the President of the United States. But I'd like to add a second point. I was recently on a show with the host was a British psychiatrist, and he asked me that in your 30-year career as a professor and behavioral scientist, what is the singular finding that has most surprised you? And so I thought for a second, I said, the inability of people to change their mind despite a tsunami of evidence that should get them to change their mind. Now, why am I saying this? Because any honest person, any decent person, even if they are Democrats, would say, yes, I concede that Joe Biden doesn't have much cognitive acuity left in him. And yet, if you remember recently, Bill Maher had Patrick Bet-David on his show, and Bill Maher said, well, no, when it comes to who is more cognitively aware and who has better cognition, well, it's Biden, to which, if you remember, Patrick, but David just kind of used a Socratic method and just said, really? Do you really think that? So here's Bill Maher, which we all can presume is an intelligent person who doesn't have the intellectual honesty and decency to say, yes, I'm a Democrat and I support the Democratic Party, but I am going to believe my lying eyes. And I think that's the real tragedy, which is that when I go online to try to engage people, to at least get them to concede that he has cognitive decline, a great majority won't concede that. There's the tragedy.
Right. I mean, Karol, we've all known this, right? And it seems obvious that everyone in the Democrat Party knows it. But to Gad's point, it's like they're just going along with this. You've been saying for quite some time that it's too late to replace him. To me, it seems like this thing just escalated last night. Like, I've never seen the online chatter the way it was last night, like, enough's enough with this thing. But you think it's just too late?
Yeah, I stand by that. I've been very unpopular at parties, for more than just the usual reasons for saying that I think that our next president is Joe Biden. I not only think that he is going to continue to run, I think he has a very strong shot of winning. And, don't kill me, listeners. I'm a conservative. I would rather not have a Democrat, but here we are. It's the problem is that if you look back at Joe Biden's career, he's been this bumbling, kind of doddering old man for, 40 years or so. So I don't see a giant shift in his voters. I don't think they're going to say, he's too old, I'm voting for Donald Trump. It's just, I don't see that leap. And I hope that Republicans don't underestimate Joe Biden just because they do see this doddering old man and they think, oh, we've got him now. He's old and we're gonna run on that, because it just, I think, simply not going to work.